መራችንን ያውቃሉ። ተማሪዎችና ወላጆችን የሚያግዝ ተማሪዎች በቤታቸው ሆነው የማጠናከሪያ ትምህርቶችን የሚከታተሉበት ትምህርት በቴሌቪዥን ስርጭታችን በኤኤምኤን ፕላስ የቴሌቪዥን ቻናላችን ዘወትር ከሰኞ እስከ አርብ ከቀኑ 11 ሰዓት እስከ ምሽቱ 2 ሰዓት እንዲሁም ቅዳሜና እሁድ ከጠዋቱ 2 ሰዓት እስከ ቀኑ 6 ሰዓት ድረስ ይከታተሉ። የአዲስ አበባ ከተማ አስተዳደር ትምህርት ቢሮ ባደረገው ጥናት መሰረት ተማሪዎች የሂሳብና እንግሊዘኛ ትምህርቶች ላይ ያላቸው ውጤት እንዲሻሻል ከአራተኛ ክፍል እስከ 8ኛ ክፍል ድረስ የሂሳብ ትምህርትን በአማርኛ በአፋን ኦሮሞና በእንግሊዘኛ ቋንቋዎች እንዲሁም የእንግሊዘኛ ቋንቋ ትምህርትን ከአራተኛ ክፍል እስከ 8ኛ ክፍል ድረስ በትምህርት ቴሌቪዥን ስርጭታችን ይከታተሉን። አዲስ ሚዲያ ኔትወርክ የትውልድ ድምፅ።
Hello, lovely students. How are you doing? I hope everything is okay. Good. This program is brought to you by City Government of Addis Ababa Education Bureau in collaboration with Addis Media Network. This is grade 5 English language home tutorial class. It is presented by Abdullah Governor. Students, do you remember what we have learned in the previous lesson? Please tell to your parents. Students' parents, please. Ask them. Good. In the previous class, we have talked about past continuous tense. Past continuous tense means the tense that we use to express or to talk about something which happened in the past and which was ongoing. For a specific time, it was ongoing. Okay? For example, when I said we were learning English, this means at that time, the activity was what? Just ongoing. Or there was progress or continuity. Is that clear? And that's how we talked about the positive, negative, and question form of past continuous tense. For example, let me give you an example. She was reading her textbook. Here, this one is affirmative sentence or positive sentence. Am I right? So if you want to change this one into negative form, we can say she was not reading her textbook. She was not reading her textbook. We have to use not between verb to be and verb ing. Okay? This one is a negative form. If you want to change this one into question form, we can say what? Was, then plus subject. So we can say, was she reading her textbook? Or if it is given in negative, the negative one also can be asking in question form. At that time we can say, wasn't she? Okay? Wasn't she reading her textbook? Can be used. Okay, so that's about the lesson what we've learned in the previous lesson. It's time to talk about today's lesson. Our today's lesson has a strong relationship with the lesson that we learned in the previous lesson. We are going to compare the contrast, past simple and past continuous tense. Past simple and past continuous tense. Continuous tense. Okay, before we go to our today's lesson, we have to have specific objectives of the lesson. Okay, at the end of our today's lesson, you are going to compare and contrast past simple and past continuous tense. Okay, good. And then you are going to use when and while in such kinds of sentence. Am I clear? Good. Then you can write your own sentence by using your own words and your own style. Am I right? Bravo, students. So, I hope we've learned these two concepts. in the previous lesson. Okay? So, let me give you just brainstorming question. Write the difference. The difference and similarity. Similarity of past simple and past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. Students' parents. So, since they have learned this concept in different classes, so let them to write the difference between them. They have only 30 seconds. Is enough. Bravo. I hope you did it. Here, their similarities. Let's start from their similarities. Their similarities. Both of them are past tense. Past tense. Look, because when we said past tense, we mean something happened in the past. Okay? So both of them are just the concept which or the activity which happened in the past and completed there. So, and another one is maybe their difference, yeah? Their difference. Their difference can be written here. Here. The form simple past is different from past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. They have different forms. Am I right? Here, in simple past, the form should be subject plus verb 2. Subject plus verb 2. What about in past continuous tense? In positive tense, there should be what? Subject plus was or were plus verb ing. Look, the difference here. Another difference action here. This shows completed action. Completed action which wasn't or weren't in progress. In progress. What about past continuous tense? It shows what? It shows actions happened in the past or actions happening. Okay, here, actions which were happening. Which were happening in the past. Look at the difference, huh? The form is subject plus verb 2. The form is subject plus was or were plus verb ing. And this shows the action which completed there. Most of the time, such kinds of action can be said what? Short action. Okay? But this one is the action which shows something ongoing or something which has what? Continuity. Is it clear? Nice student. So we will see it one by one. If you are ready. I hope you're with me. Bravo. Come on, sir. Okay, simple past. Look. Example. She wrote her homework. Her homework yesterday. Look, this one is simple past. And also we can say they went to the office. Look as example. Here is the subject. Here is verb 2. They, here is the subject. Here is verb 2. So, now it is time to change this one into past continuous tense to differentiate their differences. Okay? Let's write here past continuous tense. Past continuous tense. Let's change this one into past continuous tense. As we've said so far, the subject should be here, then was plus verb ing. This means the verb should be changed into verb ing. She was writing. She was writing her homework. Her homework yesterday. Look, when we say she was writing, this means at that time, the activity was taking place for a certain period of time. There was what? Continuity meaning. Even if it was yesterday, this we're talking about activity that were in progress. So what about this one? They went to the office. Then they should be what? Were plus went should be changing into verb 1. The verb 1 form of went is what? Go. So it should be going to the office. The office. Look, they were then going to. I hope you can easily understand the difference between this concept and this sentence. Is it clear? Look. Now I want to give you an activity we should be done within 1 minute. Activity 1. Right. This sentence into this sentence in past continuous tense. Continuous tense. Question number 1. we talked with our teacher about the exam. Last week. Number 2. Tola washed his clothes happily. Number 3. Rihanna bought a computer for her brother. Okay, student, you have 1 minute to change this one into past continuous tense. Students' parents, please help them. Nice, I hope you're finished. Bravo. Come on here. Let's change this one into past continuous tense forms. If you want to change such kinds of sentence into past continuous tense, we can use, yes, the form that we have talked earlier. Okay? Here, the subject should be on the same position. Then, since the subject is we have to say what? Where. Plus verb ing. This verb should be changed into verb ing. This means talking. Talking with our teacher about the exam last week. Look at the difference. The difference is here. This shows the action was long, but this shows the action was short. Okay? We can use such ways. What about this one? Tola washed his clothes happily. What do we say washed? Just the speaker simply take what? The action washed. It's completed there. But if you want to show as it has progress, you can use Tola, then was, because Tola is one person, was, then this should be changed into verb ing. Was washing his clothes happily. What about number 3? Rihanna bought a computer for her brother. Yes, please. You can start from Rihanna. because the subject is the same. Then since Rihanna is one person, we have to use was. Then both. Was a verb one form of both? Buy. So we have to add ing here. Buying. Rihanna was buying a computer. A computer for her brother. Bravo, I hope I'm clear. Isn't it? Nice to see you. Nice. Now it is time to say something about the function of past continuous tense in deep. Here, past continuous tense can be used with past simple tense. We can show the relationship between this concept. Okay? Come on. As we have said here so far, we can use past continuous tense to show an event. An event which was happening. Which was happening or in progress. In progress at a certain time in the past. Time in the past. Look, when we say this one, we can simply write what was happening in the previous. Maybe we can say here, we were helping our parents. Can be said here. We were helping our parents. This means the action was what? In progress. And that's what we can say here. She was writing the project. And another function of past continuous tense when we compare with past simple tense is that we can use past continuous tense to show when one short action interrupted the long action. Do you know what we mean, the short action and long action? Short action means the action which can be written in past simple. Long action means the action which were ongoing or happening or taking place for a certain time in the past. Example. I can give you example here. When I entered the class, comma, some students were reading their book. So now it is time to identify which one is short action, which one is long action. Let me give another example too. I was sleeping when my sister. When my sister knocked the door. Okay, see then now let's identify which one is long, which one is short. In this sentence, here is the subject, here is verb 2. The sentence which is written in past simple tense is short action. This means this action interrupted the long action. When I said the long action here, some students were reading. This one is happening or in progress or going on. Okay? So, some students were reading their book when I entered the class. Okay? So, reading is just long action and entering in the class is short action. Okay? So, if it is short action, it should be written in past, yes, simple tense. If it is a long action, most of the time we write in what? Past continuous tense in this case. What about this one here? I was sleeping when my sister knocked the door. Here, I was sleeping. This one is long action because just the action was ongoing. Maybe at that time somebody knocked the door. Just knocking the door is short action. So here, my sister is the subject, then knocked is the verb 2. So this one is verb 2. This means simple part should be written in the short action. Okay? Bravo, students. So, what here? If we start from, bear in your mind, don't forget this one, please. If we start from subordinate clause. Subordinate clause means in this sentence, when clause or while clause. When we start from when clause or while clause, we have to use comma. Don't forget using comma to identify which one is dependent, which one is independent. Independent means something which can stand by itself. Okay? When we say dependent, we mean that something which cannot stand by itself. So at that time, to stand by itself, it needs another independent sentence. Okay? Look at this one. I start from main clause. Main clause means the sentence which can stand by itself. Independent sentence. I was sleeping when my sister knocked the door. I start from main clause. Here, I was sleeping. Full stop. It's possible. This can be a sentence. But when we said here, when I entered the class, this one is incomplete. Because it may not give us complete thought. When I entered the class, is it something complete? No, something missed. At that time, we have to use comma. I hope I'm clear. Bravo, student. Now, let me give you another function of this concept. When it is used to show past continuous tense, is used to show when two actions, two or more actions were happening at the same time. At the same time, we can use it. In this sentence, most of the time, we use while. Okay? Come on here. Let me give you an example. While I was studying my lesson, comma, While I was studying my lesson, my mother was cooking. Look, in this sentence, we can get two things, two actions which were happening at the same time, and both of them are long action. Okay? Look here. While I was studying here, long action, my mother was cooking. Am I right? I use it here while. Okay? While I was studying my lesson, my mother was cooking. My mother was cooking. Let me give you another example. We were cleaning the class while our friends playing outside. Come on, student, here. We were cleaning the class while our friends were should be added here. Our friends were playing outside. So in this sentence, as we have said so far, we can get two things. Both of them are ongoing. We're cleaning and we're playing. Look, in this sentence, we've started from what? From while clause. This means dependent clause, a subordinate clause. So we've used here comma. But in this sentence, there is no comma. Because the first part is, yes, the first part here is main clause, or the clause which can stand by itself, or independent clause. We can say here, we were cleaning the class. That's all. Full stop. But in this sentence, we cannot use here full stop because it is not ended. While I was studying my lesson, is it complete? No. So we have to put here comma. Don't forget to maybe identify the difference between this concept. Thank you very much. So now it is time to identify when and why. When and while in simple past and past continuous. If you're using both sentences in a sentence, we can put when or while. So, when indicates what? Indicates or shows short actions. Short action or actions. What about while? Most of the time, this is also used to what? Indicates. It indicates here. Indicates long action. Long actions. For example, here as we've said so far, when we entered the school, comma, because this one we start from when clause. You can say such kinds of clauses when clause even. When clause means the clause which cannot stand by itself, just like if a clause in them. So, when we entered the school, the the students were playing football. The students were playing football. Look, in this sentence, we start from when, okay? So we put simple past. This means verb to be should be added. What about this one here? The students were playing. This one could be used here just as past continuous tense or long action. What about while here? While I was listening to the news, while I was listening to the news, comma, my brother opened the door. Look, in this sentence, we put here while because it shows long action. So we have to use was or were plus verb ing. What about the next one? If it is short, no need of using ing forms. Just we can put like this. My brother opened the door because just opening the door is short action. Is it clear? We cannot put here while. While my brother opened, it is impossible. It's not this much advisable. Even if it's logically, we can use such kinds of expressions. So come on here. Now it is time. To do the activity. So activity 2. Write the verbs, or we can say words, in brackets. In past continuous tense. Past continuous and simple past. Simple past where necessary. Question number 1. When the teacher give homework, all students were listening to him. Were listening to him. Number 2. I was reading a storybook. When my phone in the brackets ring. Number 3. They blank here. They blank in the bracket do their project. The project while the others cleaning the compound. Okay, students, to do this activity, you have only 1 minute. Please, don't forget to put the sentence just whether it is, put the sentence which is given, the word which is given in the brackets in past continuous or past simple where necessary. Okay? Okay, sorry, we have to put here where. Where should be added. Others were cleaning the compound. You have only 1 minute. Nice. Student, come on here. Let's check whether you're right or wrong. When the teacher in the bracket give homework, all the students were listening to him. Yes? Which one is long? Which one is short action? Yes? Giving homework or, we're listening to him. Yes? Here is just mentioned which one is long action. So, when, as we've said so far, when is most of the time we use to show what? Short action. So, when the teacher, gave homework, all the students were listening. Just giving homework means your teacher simply tell to you, I was reading the storybook when my phone blank. Yes, this one is long action. So, since we use here when, it should be verb 2. When my phone rang. When my phone rang. Okay, what about question number 3? They in the bracket do their project while the others were cleaning the compound. Yes? We can put this on this sentence, past continuous tense. Because here we're using while, as we've said so far, while can be used when 2 or more actions were happening at the same time. Okay? So we can say, they were, doing. They were doing the project while others were cleaning the compound. Because this is also long action. I hope it's okay. Bravo. So here, blank, I called my friend, he was watching TV. Which one is long action? Here, the long action is given here. Sorry, watching, ing should be added, okay? Watching TV. Okay? Watching TV. So, what could be added here? Here is subject. There is verb 2. So, We have to say when. When I called my friend, he was watching TV. I was taking a rest. Many students were disturbing the class. Look, this one is long action. This one is also long action. This means two actions were happening at the same time. So, if such kinds of events happened, what kinds of adverbs of time do we use? When or while? Yes, student, good. We have to use what? While. Because it shows if one or two or more activities were happening in the past. Not only in the past, in the present also we can use it. But our topic is about past continuous tense. Somebody knocked the door. Here, subject. Here is verb 2. The door, blank, I was washing the dishes. So, this one is long action. So, it could be used when, while. Yeah, while should be added here. While, because the word, the sentence which we are talking here is that long action. The last one is senior. Blank, I answered the question. My friend was sleeping. Here, was sleeping is long action. The action which was happening for a certain time, okay? What about this one? Subject plus verb 2. This means it indicates short action. So if it is short action, we have to use, yes, when. So we have to start from capital letter, then when I answered the question, my friend was sleeping. Yes, bravo students. I hope I'm clear. Thank you very much. So let's summarize what we have learned today. Students, today we have talked the relationship between simple, past, and past continuous tense. When we say past continuous tense, we mean that the actions which were happening for a certain period of time in the past, and whereas simple past is the action which is completed there and which is not in progress. Am I right? Bravo. And another point is here the difference between while and when. When is used to show or indicate short action. Most of the time, we use it with simple past, especially if you're talking about two parents. And another one is while. While can be used if one action interrupted by another action. The short action which interrupted the long action should be written in simple past. Okay? The long action should be in past continuous tense. Am I right? And another one is we can use while when we're talking about certain activities which were happening in the past. If it is two or more activities happening at the same time. Am I clear? Bravo, students. See you.
In the heart of China, where clouds swirl like breath around sacred peaks, Mount Huashan rises,